the real estate space with a special emphasis on Mumbai. Pujit, hi, good to see you in this morning. Give us a sense in terms of what's happening with the Mumbai residential market. How much have prices fallen, if that's the case? Where have prices fallen? And is buying a house more affordable than it was, say, even 2 years ago?
Yeah, so I have some good news, Ekta, for the people sitting on the other side of the table. Primarily, I'd like to divide this discussion into two parts. One is the primary market and the other is the secondary market. In the secondary market, we are witnessing that there is a slowdown where the resale of flats are there, existing flats, buildings which have been delivered long time ago. And over there has been a price correction of between 8 to 10%, in some cases up to 15%. But the real slide is there in the primary market, because there is a lot of supply which is coming in central Bombay. There is a lot of supply coming in the far-flung suburbs, etc. So in the backdrop of that situation, the prices have corrected by almost 15 to 20%, and I expect that it will further drop. Largely also it's on the back of the fact that any buyer who's buying anything in the primary market is riddled with a lot of questions, whether the project will get delivered, what is the regulator going to think about it, whether there are going to be any further changes in the laws which will affect his delivery dates. He's already taking an EMI or putting in all his earnings or his savings in the particular project. So those kind of concerns need to be addressed, and that is why we are witnessing that due to this negative perception of the real estate side in Mumbai due to the regulations, etc., we are finding that the offtake is very, very weak.
Pujit, morning. Bombay now has quite a bit of unsold inventory as well. And we've seen not too much of increase in terms of deals as well over the last 3 years. And clearly, a time-wise correction has already happened, even in certain areas, even price-wise correction. But we haven't seen any, builders dropping prices to attract buyers. Do you think that's one thing that could happen to, maybe give fresh lease of life to this property market?
As far as dropping prices are concerned, we are clearly seeing that over the last 2 years by, the 80-20 scheme, the subvention scheme, that we will pay the EMIs, the last year's EMIs, EMI-free, interest-free EMIs, etc., etc. So there have been offers and prices have corrected by indirect, such measures. But point over here is that direct price decrease is absolutely on the table. We are going to witness that in the months and the quarters to come. And I clearly see that wherever there is excess supply, the markets will correct by at least another 20 to 25%, and that's from here. I'm not too sure which reports you're referring to in terms of the price not having corrected as yet, but prices will correct. See, we've also got to keep in mind why this has happened so far, that the price correction took so much time to take place from the developers offering the same, is because the costs have gone up, whether it is construction cost, whether it is the cost to acquire the land, whether it is for your premiums or your other expenses. So everything put together, your costs have gone up, and there is only so much margin which is left. So the replacement cost for any developer for such particular transactions in terms of buying new land, it was not viable. Now the developers are beginning to realize that they have cash flow requirements, whether it is for construction, whether it is for interest payments, or whether it is for their overheads. So therefore they have to sell it even if it is at a cash loss. So because having realized that that is the situation and buyers are no longer going to buy at these high prices, we are seeing that the developers are reducing the prices to meet their cash flow requirements, even if it is at a loss.
Okay. Pujit, what's your sense in terms of the further correction that we could see in real estate prices, even say in tier 2 cities? How much have they already corrected, and how much more do you think they can correct? And would it be an investment or a good investment to in fact put in some of your savings or your money in a tier 2 city, which it was some time ago, in order to possibly benefit on the upside that we were potentially envisaging?
Right. Ekta, although I don't track much of tier 2 cities because our presence is mainly in Mumbai, but if you talk about tier 2 cities around Mumbai, which is Kalyan, and the municipalities around the MMR region, basically. So therefore, if we track things around there I'm seeing that, it all depends on the ticket size. If the ticket size is within 50 lakhs or within 20 lakhs, so therefore, those are still moving. You've got to be very, very price sensitive in these locations. Most are actual users who are buying. But as far as buyers are concerned, my only advice would be that go to a project which would be delivered in the next, 18 to 24 months. Larger sized and longer deliveries would kind of impact the concern that ultimately when it will be delivered. So my advice would be that it would be a good time to go and purchase, provided that the project would be delivered in the next year and a half to maximum 2 years.
Okay, Pujit, a question on your company in particular. Now, Sonia sent us this article about your, one project which was stuck because of LIC Housing Finance and the bit of default at your end. What's the update on that, the Andheri project?
Well, due to the regulatory logjam, I have explained this a few times, but a lot of our projects, almost 8 of our projects got stuck because of the changes in laws, and ongoing projects which were at 70-80% completion stage, those got stuck. So therefore, we came under a stress as far as the cash flow issues were concerned. We were unable to meet our obligations to financial institutions and repay their principal and interest. So that got delayed, because of which the account became NPA. LIC started taking action, LIC HFL rather, started taking action about 2 years back and instituted action under SARFAESI. So the subject matter is under DRT and it's under litigation. But the broad point over here, Anuj, is that we've made commitments to our buyers, we've made commitments to our investors and financial institutions. We stand by those commitments, and we, my chairman, myself, and our entire Orbit team is fully committed to ensuring that all the projects are delivered. They may be a bit late. We believe that it's not our fault largely, but we will deliver the projects and at the same quality and the same amenities that we had promised, and return the monies to whoever we've borrowed from. So that's the larger commitment that I can talk about at the moment.
Just a quick follow-up on that, Pujit, then. How many of your projects are under construction, which are seeing work on site right now? And have you stalled any sort of projects that you had in the pipeline?
Yeah, so as far as projects are concerned, we had 8 projects that got stuck. Out of 8 projects, we've delivered 2 projects and handed over the delivery in the last 3 years. So therefore, those have been delivered, and buyers are now coming and staying in those projects. As far as the balance 6 are concerned, we've now started 4. 2 are still balanced to start. So therefore, we expect that within this financial year, we'll start those 2 projects also. Since last year, we've also started to, sell a few of our projects. So we have sold some projects, and we have paid the debt by about 250 to 300 crores. So we are in the process of reducing debt. So therefore, where it was at one point of time, the principal debt had swollen up to about 950 crores. We've been able to bring that down to about 600 to 650 crores, where it is presently.
Okay, fair enough, Pujit. We leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and talking to us.